Hallo Braunschweig, hallo wer ist Oldschool? Wir sitzen hier mit Trevor von der großartigen, fantastischen Band Unearth, die heute am was haben wir noch? Dienstag, den 25.02.2020 in Braunschweig einen Auftritt haben. Und wir haben die Ehre, den Trevor zu interviewen und ich lege einfach direkt los, auf Englisch wohlgemerkt. So Trevor, it's an honor to have you here with us.
Thanks for having me.
So Unearth was one of the very first bands to define the so-called metalcore genre. I remember the first song I heard from you was Shattered by the Sun, which had a very distinctive sound. So how did you approach the sound you had? It was end of the 90s, 1999. So how did you approach that?
That was the first song we wrote, and it was written in the summer of 1998. We put on our demo tape. And basically we just wanted to combine all of our influences into one. Our first drummer, Mike Rudberg, wanted to unearth new sound. That's how we got the name. Also, he got it from he got inspired by the Magic the Gathering card.
Oh, yeah.
he played Magic, and he said unearth. He said, it's a good idea to unearth a new sound. And so that was it. We just want to combine basically our thrash metal roots, our melodic metal roots like Iron Maiden,
yeah.
and then the Swedish sound, Flames, and the Gates,
yes,
and also our hardcore roots, bands like Earth Crisis and Snapcase and Hatebreed, of course, and Vision of Disorder.
Yep.
These are all very important bands for our as we grew up, and so it just bled into our sound, and it was a natural thing. We weren't trying to be the first of any particular subgenre. Plus, there's bands before us. You can call metalcore.
Yep. Prayer for Cleansing come to mind.
They were around the same time, and that sound definitely bled into ours. We started playing shows with them on Dying back in 1999.
Yeah.
So you can actually hear a difference as we progressed, because we were touring with bands like that's a good idea too. And we can fans of these bands, and then it just kind of changed our sound.
Yeah. So are you still in contact with some of those bands? I imagine that you were like a family, because it was a very, very small scene, the metalcore scene in the end of the 90s, beginning of 2000. Do you have contact with any of those, like the Undying band members? Or perhaps
I haven't spoken to those guys in a long time, but if we ever see each other, it's always like, it's a very happy time. Like, yeah. So it's everything's always very friendly, and we always had it was always a kind of competition. It was a friendly competition. It was never like that old school mentality to push down other bands. It was always to lift each other up.
So you have a very, in my opinion, a very recognizable voice, and you've been around for 20 years now. So how do you keep your voice up? How do you train it? Do you do anything, or is it just like talent?
Yeah. I've been ever since high school. I took vocal lessons and chorus in high school, and then throughout college I did the same thing. I have a vocal instructor. Her name is Melissa Cross. So she's out of New York. She's a popular instructor.
Zen of screaming.
I do exactly. Too. And so she teaches you how to preserve your voice. You have to do warm-ups, and warm-downs are just as important as warm-ups. A lot of different exercises. Breathing is very important. There was one time we were on tour over here. We had 19 shows in a row or something like this, and I lost my voice about halfway through. And I was in Hamburg, and I called her, and I lost my voice. I couldn't talk. For 1 hour on the phone, she walked me through these warm-ups and breathing exercises. My voice worked like that. The rest of the tour worked. So it was like magic.
I was about to say, it's like magic. So you've been to Germany a couple of times. How do you like Germany? Is there other things that you like, things that you maybe dislike?
A couple times. We've come here since 2002, so we've been on.
I remember I saw in Hamburg with the Nea Era in 2002, 3, somewhere around there.
I love Germany. It's a beautiful country. I like the food, So currywurst is delicious. I love a good sausage.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
You guys do great with sausages here. Beer is good, of course. People in Germany love metal. Yeah, so you see in a lot of cities you have like a metal club. That's not, bands aren't playing, it's just a bar, like a nightclub. And we don't really have those in America. I mean, it might be a few scattered around, but here it's kind of a normal thing. And that's something that I wish we had more of in America.
Okay. So,
not just dance music, so we have enough places where you can go to a club, but it's just dance music. I'd rather place where it's a good rock,
We used to have a spot here called Wintergarten. That was a metal spot, so they only played metal music. Did you have anything like that around 2000 in the place you grew up? Or was it just like you got it with your friends and you just listened to metal and you had no opportunities to go and see bands?
I mean, if the place had a jukebox or something, or like a place to go see bands?
To see bands, or also to listen to music, maybe dance, move a little, headbang.
We didn't have any like real metal nightclubs. I mean, of course we had venues for concerts, and that's we would always go to shows or play shows. But yeah, there's not many metal or rock bars around.
You've never been to Braunschweig, have you?
I think this is our first time.
So have you looked around?
I could be wrong. We're going out later to walk around after dinner, which is up now. But it looks really cool. I see a skate park here. There's vintage cars, next door.
This is a new complex here, so they kind of built it for guys like you to come here, play concerts. So all of us, we love metal music, we love rock and roll, but also we have our guilty pleasure music that we listen to that maybe other people would like shake their head to. Is there any guilty pleasure music that you like listening to?
If you like it, why is it a guilty pleasure?
It's what they call it.
You don't have to just like metal. My favorite artist of recent times is a singer called Colter Wall. He brings back the old country sound. It's not the pop country that is all over. He's really good. Another guy's more in the folk direction is called the White Buffalo. And these are my two most listened to guys that aren't metal, and I find myself listening to them daily sometimes. Those are two artists I would say to check out.
Okay, I will. So 20 years, almost 20 years. Is it 20 years now? I don't know.
22.
Did you have like anniversary or anything?
We haven't done one. No, we didn't do a 20-year thing. This is our 22nd year, so we formed in '98, and. Maybe when and if we hit 25 years.
Okay, yeah, that would be great.
We'll do something then.
So usually it took you like 2 or 3 years to bring out a new album, but with the recent album Extinctions, it took a little longer. I noticed it because I was waiting. So it took, I think, like 4 years.
It was 4 years. Came out.
Yeah. So why was it like that? Was it the writing progress, or were you touring?
It was a bunch. It was a bunch of different factors. We were touring a lot. The tours were more scattered out than usual. I started a family. I have 2 kids now, so we wanted to kind of take our time and spend more time at home. And like I said, the touring, and then we had to kind of refocus our writing because we really liked the last record, Watches of Rule. But the commercial success wasn't there. So we had to really kind of refocus what our sound was. And we kind of found a very different direction on Extinctions, and it's working. So
it's working. It's a different direction, but you can hear that it's Unearth. I mean, it's like you have the guitar players, you have your voice.
There's certain songs that sound like they could be on our first record.
Yeah.
So we kind of dipped back into our older influences, but also trying to progress our sound forward.
So, we'll talk about other stuff than the music. So 2019 was a very good year for movies. Do you or the band, do you have any favorite movies of 2019?
I don't watch a lot of movies, to be honest with you. No, I don't. So maybe we'll get guys up here that can watch a lot of movies.
Oh, okay.
My wife doesn't like going to the movie theater. So
she doesn't.
No, so I don't go to movies, just by default kind of. So I don't know if I even watched a movie in 2019. It came out in 2019.
Oh, okay, so we can cut that question.
I was a big fan of Game of Thrones, though.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Until they puked all over themselves.
Yeah, they kind of did.
I'm still mad about it. I invested.
Yeah, we all are. We're still in.
How the fuck did they get to this point? It just makes no sense.
Well, it's difficult to explain too. I mean, we all know they fucked it up, but you cannot really tell how they fucked it up and why they fucked it up. But
yeah, I think
we can agree that they fucked it up.
They just rushed through it. So they
did, yeah.
They didn't think about it. I'm sorry about that.
So you've been on tour with many big bands. Is there a band that you would love to tour with, like you would die just touring with this band that you have not toured with yet?
Biggest band in the world, Metallica.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Never toured them. We were lucky enough to play a couple of German festivals with them like 3 or 4 years ago. They put on a great set, got a great show. So maybe one day we'll be lucky enough.
That would be great.
We tour with great bands, like a favorite band of mine is Testament. We got to tour with them before. We toured with Damageplan years ago, so Tom and Vinny were there. all kinds of great bands. So it's been fun.
Are you playing any festivals this year in Germany?
We have some lined up for the summer. I don't know which ones they are yet. Our booking agent's from Berlin, so he's coming to the show in Berlin. So we'll know more in a few days.
Okay. So are there any authors or other sources that are influencing your lyrics?
Well, it's funny you asked that because I'm a big fan of Stephen King. And I wrote a song on the new record that didn't make it because the song just wasn't all that solid, but it's about his book, The Long Walk. It's a short read. It's only 300-something pages. It was when he was writing under the name Richard Bachman.
Oh, yeah.
It's a really good book. Yeah, so I wrote a song about it, and it just didn't make the record.
Too bad, man. We would love to listen to it. 20 years, the hardcore scene probably changed a little. I don't know. Have you observed any changes in the scene?
In the hardcore scene? I mean, around the planet, yeah. We first started coming here in 2002. Moshing was much less violent. It was more of like the push or the jumping up and down. And then as YouTube or the internet became more out there, people saw what the violent pits of Boston and New York were, and now it's all like it's everywhere. So just around the globe, it's all kind of the same scene. Everyone wears very similar clothes. Everyone acts the same at shows. So so I credit the web for that.
True. Oh yeah, I mean you've been on. Like I said, you've toured with a lot of bands. Are there any things? Is there like a concert that you would never forget because something special happened there? Maybe you met like an idol or something.
We got to meet Dio in Japan in 2006, and he explained to us how he invented the horns. And he said that his grandmother would ward off,
really?
demons.
I didn't know that.
It was really fucking cool to see Dio do that.
This is BS old school.
Yeah, that is pretty impressive. Like the themes, the global themes right now, they're out there. It's being aware of your surroundings and the whole Greta movement and everything. Are there any social projects, like rather unknown social projects or global themes that you would like to raise awareness of?
Like you're talking like
maybe you have a personal project or something that you support that you would like to let people know.
I mean, much of the new record is about the environment, and so I always try to just make people aware that humans can live cleaner lives and take care of the planet more. Recycle. Don't eat as much meat. I love meat. I just praise German sausages. But the meat industry is definitely affects the atmosphere with too many animals. So eat a little bit less meat. Recycle. Do your best to use if you can get an electric car. Just create less waste and less of a carbon footprint, and we'll have a healthier planet.
Yeah. Okay, one last question.
Yeah, bitte.
Trevor, how long will we have Unearth?
Hopefully till we die.
Yes,
so. Yeah. That would be good.
That's great.
Or next week, I don't know. We'll never know. But
okay, touring like the Rolling Stones in 40 years.
I'm gonna get more fit. Jagger he's very healthy, man.
Yeah,
good shape.
Okay,
so it was a pleasure having you here, man.
Pleasure, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. Have a nice show. Have a nice time here in Braunschweig. Thank you very much.